Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You've felt it for some time now, that there's something wrong with your business. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a fire raging all around you, burning you out. It is this feeling that has brought you here. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is? The crumbling foundation of dog training businesses is everywhere. It is all around you, the foundation on which almost every dog training company is built. You can see it in your own business, when you talk to other dog trainers, when you lament with them about your struggles. It is the side of dog training that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth, that you are a slave to the industry. Like so many others, your business was built on this crumbling foundation, an aging foundation that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your joy. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the foundation is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You close this page. The story ends. You go back to business as usual and believe whatever you want to believe. You subscribe. You contact me, and I show you how liberating your business can be. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Hey guys, this is Mahogany from Next Level Canine Coaching. I'm here to introduce to all of you dog professionals my new vlog called The Third Trainer. And I thought a lot about what I wanted to talk about in this first episode. I've never had a vlog before. I have had a blog, but never done a series of things on video. So I really didn't know how to introduce this. And though I didn't want this to be a sort of heavy beginning, it's going to be. Because one of the things that I really wanted to take a moment to do is actually tell you guys why I named this The Third Trainer. Most of us have heard the saying that the only thing that two trainers can agree upon is what the third trainer is doing wrong. But nobody ever talks about the third trainer. And the third trainer is, you know, keeping their head down, they're fucking grinding, they're getting their shit done, they're advancing their business, and they're making people's lives different for the better, while two other trainers are sitting around talking smack about them. And so, you know, I want us collectively, as we move in this journey, because this video series is going to be for dog professionals that want to focus on their self-development, that want to improve and expand their businesses, and ultimately improve and expand their own lives and their clients' lives. And we are not going to be here to talk smack about other people, about other trainers. I'm definitely going to call out ideas, and I'm definitely going to call out propaganda. That you can count on. But we are not here to destroy other trainers, to tear anybody down, or to try to bolster ourselves by making anybody else look bad. That's not what we're here to do. And I think that the trainers that can resonate with that are really going to get a lot out of the content of this vlog. For those that don't resonate with that and want to spend their time talking shit about other people, you're not going to like what I have to say a lot, because I call those people out again and again and again. I think it's total waste of time. It's terrible for the industry. And even though, you know, like I said, I wanted this first vlog to be kind of upbeat and super positive and fucking unicorns and rainbows, I'm going to talk about people in the industry that talk shit. And I want to talk about how destructive that is, because this is how I want to set the tone. Like I said, those who resonate with this message and this lifestyle of, like, let's not be people who tear other people down, and let's not be people who do that because we simply wear our insecurities on our sleeves, right? So people who constantly talk shit about others and tear other people down and make other people look bad, they do so in an effort to bolster themselves and to make themselves feel better. It's at the expense of someone else. It's never going to work long term, right? So that's something that might make us feel good temporarily, and it might make us look good in a certain circle of people, but we're going to find over time that that circle of people are not going to be our circle of biggest supporters, and the feeling that we get is temporary, it's not lasting, and it doesn't equate to happiness. So I kind of want to look at this from three different perspectives. The first is the shit talker, the person that is doing the talking of the shit, if you will. Like I just said, that person is simply wearing their insecurities on their sleeve, and you're using someone else's life and someone else's livelihood and someone else's reputation to make yourself feel better. So by tearing it down, by tearing others down, you are striving to make yourself feel better. Now, that's never going to work. It's not going to happen long term. It's not going to help you with your business. You're not going to get more business by tearing down another trainer in your area. You're not going to get more business or more clients that you can trust by shit talking other trainers to them. It's not going to work. You might get one or two people who convert, but what kind of clients are those? Do you want clients like that? That one person says one bad thing about you and suddenly they head for the hills? Hell no, right? So for the person, you're not going to get happiness. You're not going to gain business. And from the perspective of karma and a karmic relationship, so you dictate your future by the causes you make in the present. Now, I'm Buddhist, so a lot of Buddhist ideology is going to, come into the things that I say in this vlog. But whether you believe in karma or not, it's easy to understand the idea that the causes that we make right now dictate the effects that manifest in the future. That's super duper easy. So if your present existence is all about talking shit and tearing other people down, what kind of future do you think you're going to create based on that lifestyle? Just think about that. No bigs, right? It's all good. So if you think about that, that's all you got to go based on. If you have disagreements with people, take it up with them directly. If you don't want to refer people because of things that you've seen them done, don't refer them. Easy peasy. But to sit around talking shit and create a bunch of bad causes for yourself, it's not going to help you in your business. It's not going to help you gain happiness. And those little things, each of those little things that you say about someone else, that's poison in your own life. Ugh, it's poisonous for you. It brings you down ultimately. Tearing other people down or trying to become happy based on their unhappiness, it's not going to work. That shit's poisonous. And it's important to eradicate those kinds of poisons from your life. It takes training, right? Especially if you're in an environment or you're in a club or, you're in a group of trainers where that's commonplace. It's hard to step out of that, but it's super duper important, right? So not just for you, but for the people around you and the people that you're talking about. It's not fair that a shit talker can have a significant effect on somebody else's life and somebody else's business and somebody else's, well-being. But it's kind of the way the world works right now and society works right now. It's unfortunate. But why do you have the right to affect how other people think about someone that they may not have ever had their own direct experience with, or maybe they've never met them? Let people go and have their own experiences and form their own thoughts about someone and their own impressions. And you don't have to talk about it. They can go have their own experience or not have their own experience. Sometimes people are sitting around talking shit about someone who most of the people in that circle of shit talkers is never going to meet or work with. What is the value of that? You're just bored, basically. You're bored, so you start attacking someone else. It's idiotic. So what I think is really important and valuable is to give other people a chance. Here's the thing. When we see somebody do something that we don't like, or they say something that we don't like, there's so much behind that. And most of the times, especially in the world of dog training, what that person needs ultimately is support and an education, and they need help advancing. They don't need to be torn down. So somebody who, learned training from somebody who's been a trainer for 30 years, they used a lot of pressure, a lot of aversives. And back then, like, that was the shit. Like, that was the way that training was done. Nobody really contested it until a certain point. And so if somebody takes on a trainer from that generation as their mentor, first of all, they should be applauded for having a mentor. That's first up. That's the first thing. Next, maybe they don't realize that what they have learned is not the way trainers function necessarily in the present. So if they're not doing something that you would do, or they're doing something that's kind of not cool to do to dogs these days, what we need to do is step up and have the heart and the courage to say, you know what, look, I saw you posted this video. I have a little bit of a concern about something that you're doing, and I want to see if you're open to chatting about it. And that's the way that we help each other and help the industry, by bolstering one another and not an attempt to bolster ourselves by tearing other people down. Now, as we all know, there are abusive dog trainers in the industry. And we definitely, as an industry, not as individuals necessarily, but as an industry, we need to find a way to have those people be accountable and liable for the things that they're doing to dogs. But the truth of the matter is, most of the shit talking that I hear about really has nothing to do with the quality of training. Most of the shit talking has to do with somebody's personality. Maybe some social anxieties somebody has, maybe things that they do or ways that they treat people when they themselves are really struggling or suffering. And none of this shit is ever taken into consideration, right? So a group of people starts talking shit about one person with zero consideration for what that person was going through, what their struggle is, anything. And nobody's stepping up and saying, hey, let's help, or maybe let's check and see what that person's got going on. Most people are just content to sit around talking shit and poisoning their own lives. So for the people talking shit, that on the individual level, it's terrible. On a group level, within that group, so let's say person A is talking with, person C, D, and E about person B. Person B is not there. Typically, that's usually the way it's done, right? Let's not include the person we're talking about, because God forbid we actually give them an opportunity to express themselves and to disagree with us while we talk shit about them. Let's just do it behind their back. That's usually the way it goes. So person B has no idea what's happening. Maybe their ears are ringing or burning, whatever the term is. But people C, D, and E, where are their businesses at? Where is their relationship with person B at? And why does person A get to affect all of that? And the reason I ask where their business is at is because the same thing, the person who was talking shit is doing so because they want to feel better about something, but they're not focused on their business when they're talking shit. And the group of people that you're talking to, if they're trainers, guess what they're not doing while you guys are all sitting around talking shit? They're not focused on their own businesses. So right now, you have a group of poisonous beings that are poisoning themselves, poisoning each other, and none of them are experiencing any advancement in their businesses. Who wants to live like that? Not me. Let's talk about the third way to look at this, and this is on the macro scale. So let's talk about the industry and what this kind of attitude does to the industry, because it sucks. It really sucks. The biggest thing that I've noticed, and I'm a nobody in the industry, like nobody knows me, like everybody's like, who are you? Like, who is this Mahogany chick? I'll post something and someone's like, who are you? And why do you have a right to talk about business? Like, nobody knows who I am. So the opportunity that I have is to just quietly observe. And when I quietly observe, what I find a lot of times is that people in the dog training industry have such a difficult time trusting anyone. They cannot trust anyone because they've heard so much shit talked about so many people. They don't know who's going to be talking shit about who. The person that they just met and now they're resonating with and they're feeling on the same wavelength. Well, guess what? A bunch of people have talked shit about them, to them about that person, and now they're not really sure if they can trust that person. So their first interaction or their first series of interactions are already clouded and shaded because people have already talked shit about that person with zero level of understanding of what that person is going through. It's terrible. It's terrible, and it is idiotic. And the reason it's idiotic is because the dog training industry is made up of some fucking exceptional people, some exceptionally skilled dog trainers, some people with unbelievable talents and personalities. And we can't even trust each other because this industry is so overwhelmed with shit talking. So here's the deal. Now, I've been told that when you're starting a vlog and you have a YouTube channel, you want to ask everybody to subscribe. And I think in terms of the formula, I was actually supposed to do that a long time ago, but whatever. What I want to ask you guys, if you've made it this far in the video, it means you're resonating with something that I'm saying, which is awesome. Thank you. If you've made it this far, I want you to do one thing. I don't even give a shit if you subscribe, to be honest, at this point. Like in the consecutive videos, I'm going to ask you a lot. But at this point, what I want you to do is I want you to make a pledge. And I want you to make a pledge to take a stand against talking shit about other people in the industry. And what that means is not involving yourselves in those conversations. I've been involved in those conversations, and I've had times and moments where I'm like, oh, Mahogany, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. Like, step away from this. And then I say something and I immediately am caught up in this fucking drama. And so my pledge was to walk away from those conversations or to stop those conversations outright and to be like, look, guys, we don't need to be talking about this person. They're not even here. Like, if you've got an issue, go take it up with them. That's the way we got to deal with stuff, right? So that's the pledge, is, you know, to not participate, like don't be a willing participant, and to be someone who stands up against that kind of, against the creation of that kind of atmosphere, because it can happen anywhere. I've seen it in numerous sports. I've seen it in clubs. I've seen it among dog trainers. I know that it happens behind closed doors and all that kind of stuff. So what's important is that we are cognizant about it, that we raise our level of awareness, and that we take a stand one way or another. So taking a stand is the right thing to do. And it'll be super duper good for your karma. So there's a saying in Buddhism. It's a concept, actually. And it's a concept that because, you know, the lion is the king of the jungle, if you will, the only thing that can destroy a lion are, you know, is basically parasites within the lion's bowels. So the lion is untouchable, except for poison within. And the dog training industry is kind of like that. There's nothing from the outside of the dog training industry that can destroy the dog training industry. What can destroy the dog training industry is the underhanded, backhanded, shit talking, propaganda creation, like all of that stuff that comes from within. Those are the things that are going to destroy the industry. And if we take no stance, all of that stuff grows. I'm sure we've all seen it, right? There is a ton of propaganda that is created. We all know what it is. I'm going to get into that in another video. But if we don't do anything to stop the advancement of the creation of false ideas, right? False science. If we don't do anything to combat that, guess what? It's just going to grow and spread. It is poison. Those things are like parasites within the lion's bowels. And so those are the things that are going to destroy the industry. They have already created unbelievable divisiveness, and it's just going to get worse, right? A group of dog trainers are going to feel like they're constantly under attack, and this isn't the Matrix, right? Like, we're not trying to fight the Smiths or whoever. Like, that's not the battle. You guys are gonna love the Matrix commercial, by the way, so stick around for that. But in any case, like, that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is trying to genuinely help people with their dogs. And we know that 50% of the homes in America have dogs. That means we have a big task. We have a huge role in helping people have good lives with their dogs, in ensuring the safety of, other people and other dogs in society. We have a big job to do, and we need each other if we're going to have the greatest effect. So there's really no sense in tearing each other down. And we can do a better job of getting rid of, the abusive training styles. I'm not going to say trainers, but those training methods and old ideas, if we focus on education and actually developing relationships with the people that we see as sort of the enemies of progress, right? Because they're not trying to be. There are some people that, yeah, there are definitely people out there that just want to do bad things to dogs. And at the end of the day, like, they shouldn't be trainers. But most of the people are doing their best to help. And if their ideas of what is best are a little bit off, then it's time for us to step in and help those people and to actually bring them into our circle instead of closing them off to getting any help and support whatsoever. Like, there's legitimately no use for doing that. So, look, this show is not going to be all about shit talking. It's going to be about business, and it's going to be about how we're going to get our businesses to the next level. It's going to be about how we're going to help each other advance, how we're going to create a strong community as an industry, how we're going to combat the creation of propaganda that's going to destroy the industry, how to take a look at things, different aspects of our business like marketing, and to take a look at, our sales process and how to deal with clients that we're just not vibing with, and all of that kind of stuff is going to be on the table. So I'm sorry to start with such a heavy topic, but I had lots of ideas for the name of this vlog, and the third trainer was like, that's the one. And I wanted you guys to know why I chose that and why I decided that. Look, I want everybody who's interested in advancing their business to be able to watch this vlog, to gain some good tips and shit like that. But if you have a stronghold on that side of your behavior, like if you just really want to hold tight to being a shit talker, you're just not gonna enjoy the ride. Like, you're not. So if that's something you're willing to challenge, like, I really want all dog trainers to be able to gain some stuff from this. So let me just tell you really quickly, because a lot of you are like, I still don't know who the hell you are. I just know that you don't like gossip and shit talking. But I will tell you that I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I started my first business when I was 5 years old, and ever since then, my sights have been set on starting businesses. And when I got into working with dogs, I knew quite a bit from having started businesses before, having studied entrepreneurship, and also from what I learned in my job before this, which was corporate management. And so when I started my businesses, they grew really fast. Now, I had a lot of support. I had excellent mentors. But the truth was, my mentors, in terms of their skill, were and still are significantly better than me, but my business grew 10 times faster than almost all of theirs. In terms of, sort of overall growth and health of my business, things like securing my future in terms of retirement, all of those things I had, I was working towards, I had plans for, I was paying taxes, like every aspect of my business was legitimate and it was growing really fast. And a lot of my mentors, 10 and 20 and 30 years of skin in the game, they hadn't gotten to that place yet. So this made me really concerned. I was wondering, why are people who are so skilled, who are such great people, who really want to help others, like they're the full package, why are their businesses not growing? Why are they worried about retirement? Why are they completely freaked out about, if they get injured, like, and they're not able to work? Like, why? And the more people I started to meet in the industry, I found that this was an epidemic. Everybody was feeling this. There was so much burnout, so much fear, so many what ifs, so many like, I have a good month and then I have a bad month. People just not super clear on what their income was going to be, and they didn't know marketing, and they didn't understand sales. And so the idea of being a coach actually sort of fell into my lap. I got a couple of really excellent coaches that helped me sort of step into this role and develop this for myself. And again, like, it fell into my lap. It wasn't something that I intended to do. I was really, really happy, with my dog walking company and my dog training company, and my employees, and I was doing really well. But I did find that it's not enough for me to be doing great and then watching the people around me like not doing well in terms of their business health. And so it's just impossible for me to be happy when other people around me are not. And so that's one of the things that really got me into coaching and starting to help people with their businesses. So that's why I'm here. And really, like, that's the long and the short of it. There is not much else to it. I want to help people. I've had clients that, started off literally giving me their last, dollars because they were homeless, and now they're not. Like, their lives have totally shifted. And I've had people that have tripled their incomes in really short amounts of time. I've had people that have, turned $2,000 months into $10,000 months. And I've had people that, shit, man, they're doing better than I'm doing. And so that kind of stuff makes me really happy. So all I want to do through this vlog is spread the word and spread the knowledge. I'm going to tell you guys a lot of things that I think can help you advance your businesses. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Make sure you subscribe, but make that pledge. Woo woo! Anyways, I look forward to talking with you guys soon. You should see videos every couple of weeks. And I'm stoked to get rolling with all of you. So I will see you around.